unmute, and it's actually 5 o'clock. So are we waiting to see? It looks like Miriam is.
Miriam is on.
Okay. So we'll call the March 23rd meeting of the Delphi Redevelopment Commission to order. And if we could do introductions with Christine.
Christina Weinstock, appointee.
Kenny Minor, City Council.
Spencer Kingery, City Council.
Cameron Yates, City Delphi Mayor.
Anita Whirling, Mayor Appointee.
And Mike Tetrault, also Mayor Appointee.
Pamela Moore, Superintendent, Delphi Community School Corporation.
James Wells, Executive Director for the Carroll County Economic Development Corporation.
And on Zoom,
Good evening, Mary Robeson, attorney for the Redevelopment Commission.
great, thank you, everyone. First order of business would be the approval of the minutes from our February 23rd meeting. If you've had a chance to review those.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion, corrections, additions? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from February 23rd, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The review of the financial status is going to be very quick. The fund report was included in your packet and it has not changed since last month. So our balance is $237,238. And I think we are next ready for, we have this evening, James Wells, who's the Executive Director of the Carroll County Economic Development Corporation, and which has just adopted the 2026 strategic plan. And James is going to walk us through that and give you some fun items. So, James.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. And I'm not sure if everyone has a copy of that.
I do.
Okay, so you have that.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't have it with me, but I do have it.
You need it? I have it. I have it for you know, it's yeah.
There we go. That's two.
These are $4.99 a copy if you guys before you leave. That
What's this one?
And so that is the summary sheet of which you could go ahead and grab. Do you have more of the summary sheets?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
Mike,
it's my
did you get the
new.
summer
I
sheet?
think like this.
I took the book, so.
Yep. Okay.
Pretty.
And you have what you need?
Yes.
Dr. Moore?
Okay,
Okay.
I have a copy, thank you.
Okay.
Well, thank you, board, for allowing some time this evening, to go over, the Carroll County Economic Development Corporation strategic plan. Just recently, we've released the 2026 strategic plan update outlining key priorities to strengthen the local economy, support workforce development, and enhance quality of life across Carroll County. The updated plan provides a clear roadmap focused on 4 core areas: business development, workforce development, community identity and quality of place, and leadership and collaboration as one. Let me back up: community identity and quality of place as one, and leadership and collaboration as one. The goal is to attract new investment, support existing employers, and position Carroll County for long-term economic growth and opportunity. This 5-year strategic plan builds on Carroll County's strong agribusiness foundation and recent economic momentum to position our communities for long-term growth and opportunity and quality of life improvements. Carroll County is at a pivotal moment. With strong regional investments, population growth, and local momentum, we have a unique opportunity here to, one, grow and diversify our economy, two, strengthen and upskill our workforce, three, improve housing, childcare, and healthcare access, enhance quality of life and community vibrancy, and six, develop the next generation of leaders. This plan provides a clear, action-oriented roadmap to achieve these goals. Now, the four strategic priorities each have an overarching goal. For business development, we have the goal of more and better jobs within Carroll County. For workforce development, the goal of a skilled, job-ready workforce aligned with employer needs. For community identity and quality of place, the goal to make Carroll County the premier rural community in the region. And for community collaboration and leadership development, we have the goal of strengthening collaboration and leadership capacity to move projects forward. So from there, establishing those four strategic priorities, what does success look like? It looks like increasing business investment, more quality jobs, expanded housing and childcare options, improved healthcare access, stronger workforce alignment, and a unified county-wide leadership. The 2026 strategic plan reflects the input of local leaders, employers, and educators and community partners. Together, we are positioning Carroll County for long-term prosperity and shared success. And if there are any questions, I'll be glad to take any at this time.
James, can you kind of give us a quick snapshot of what SK Hynix now moving forward with their groundbreaking and what you anticipate that impact is going to be on Carroll County?
Yes, with SK Hynix now making progress on their zoning and land use in Lafayette, they're now proceeding to the step of preparing the ground for laying foundation. We are seeing an uptick now of employers and prospective businesses, one, searching for site and facilities to meet their operational needs in relation to the operations that SK Hynix is drawing in. So we're seeing, suppliers around that orbit. So site development, having that capacity is going to become important over the next few years. One, I would say the Hoosier Heartland Industrial Park is probably ahead of most sites. So we are positioned at least to pick up and see more leads interested in the park and the shell building related to the SK Hynix.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask one more question because I just have so many. And I would like to say too that we're really glad that Dr. Moore is here. She's already filled us in on how the school is helping with the childcare initiative and actually with workforce development as well with the graduation requirements now at the school. But another question would be, can you kind of give us another snapshot, if you could, of the importance of comprehensive land use at the planning at the county level? Obviously, the city undertook that a few years ago and is now its own plan commission. But there's a really critical time period here, and if you could kind of help us understand what that is.
Yes, with regards to land use, recently we are mostly aware of the Indiana State Legislature passing House and Road Act 1001, which was the bill concerning housing matters with the intent of deregulating land use that would prevent or at least slow down development around housing. Within that bill, the state legislature has now said municipalities, if I were to bring in a project to, build housing, and it meets now these criteria that the state has set, if your zoning and comprehensive plans aren't updated, I can essentially say, yes, I'm going to go ahead, file that with the local town, city, county to proceed if it meets the base minimum of what the state has now set regarding regulations around housing, such as, adding accessory dwelling units onto property, mixed use housing being allowed in those zones. And so now the state has also gone further as well, additionally, to say if your zoning land use plans aren't updated within a 1 year of your comprehensive plan, then an applicant who is filing permits can go based off of what that plan says if it's not updated. So it now opens up a conundrum of the state has now deregulated and set a new baseline around zoning. And I believe those also goes into effect 2027. So if towns and cities and local county governments don't update, there's also a host of other options that the state has laid out and say that locality can opt out of, but you would have to know line by line what your community wants to opt out of. So that is the new situation communities now find themselves facing around zoning and land use.
So I have a question with that, with the zoning and the comprehensive plan as the state defined of how recent it has to be updated. Because I know, like I said, like Anita said, that our zoning and our plans, well, I get that, but how far back are they saying, hey, you have within the last 10 years, within the last 5 years, and furthermore, how much or how many times you have to update it is going forward?
I'm not aware of if there's any language that has been inserted into that in the final stage or has been mentioned. As far as timelines, the only thing I'm aware of is the land use after a comprehensive plan.
The 1 year thing.
Yeah, it must be updated to reflect those changes.
Okay.
So if your comprehensive plan is recent as of 2007 or 1972 or 3, then that's what you're working with, unless that municipality goes ahead and updates it and approves.
I think the general rule is to have your comprehensive plan, is it 10 or is it 6? As a general rule, they want counties to do it, obviously not every 20 years.
Right.
I don't remember that exact number, but that's the criteria of if you're not within that scope, they're pushing to, you really need to, because there's several of them. 2016 and, I don't think it's 10 years. I think it's less than that because 10 years is a long time, right? A lot of developments happen in every county in the state of Indiana in 10 years, which now they're kind of behind the 8 ball and everything moving forward. So they're wanting to get them updated, and then I think it's 6. Keep that on track of revisiting, re-updating, because there's a lot of them that just they were done and put on the shelf. The conference I went to 2 or 3 years ago, they questioned 5 or 6 planning commissions, and they didn't even know where to find them. They were there, they knew they had one, but they didn't even know where they were at. They ended up being in a filing cabinet.
And having a comprehensive plan in recency also is a factor in some financial grant opportunities as well.
Yeah, if you don't have it updated, basically that checkbox is obsolete, correct?
Correct.
So
I'm glad that, luckily we've had the foresight to update our 1970 stuff and our comprehensive plan and the UDO. But the plan commission should, since we don't meet that often, we should really keep,
Keep it
in the
on.
back of our mind that we need to look at that every few years and make sure. we feel
I
good about
recommend,
it.
so I'm gonna ask this question. Was copies made when that, actually you would know because it was with us. So would it help you guys to have a hard copy? Because when I was the director for area plan, I
Of the
made
county plan.
for ours.
Oh, for the,
Yeah, because we adopted ours in February of 2024. Everybody had it. It was 293 pages.
268.
But I found when I redid the one for the county that people still like the hard copy. I've had a couple members that said, yes, I have a hard time with the computer. Would that help our board if we printed
That's
seven?
almost 300 pages.
Yeah.
You know, and
I
just
don't
kind of
read
off
it
the,
personally,
you know,
but
rail here.
maybe.
Don't keep digital.
Yeah.
Digital.
It's really.
I bookmarked it,
And the reason why I'm asking is because if that's gonna be a factor of people not looking at it,
right.
right, then that's not what we want. So if we have to spend some money to get them printed and people are looking at them
Mhm.
monthly or week, well, obviously when we have a hearing, it's important to dive through it, but there's a lot of language in all of the 293
Yeah.
pages. So that was a kind of off track, but just a question.
is there any thought of how we encourage the county to move forward? Because, that's where really the bulk of the issue is right now.
I think the language is kind of puts it out there from the state statute that
If you don't do it, we're gonna do it. for
you really need to, because we do a lot with Okra. We do a lot with the state, and when we can't check that box, and a project's now gonna be affected by that, I think it's one of those where, because they tried in 2016, correct? And they got to the final phase, so times are different, and I'd be happy to approach the area plan commission and explain the importance of it, but.
Yeah,
As they're aware.
I think the question would be, are they aware of, the new law and how it could impact the county? And how can the EDC, for example, how can the EDC, the Carroll County Economic Development Corporation, help with that planning process?
It's a long process getting it
Mhm.
updated and going through the public hearings and public meetings, and it's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of work that then you'll see the rewards of it. So Miriam, I'm certain Cindy probably is aware of that. Have you spoken?
Yes,
Spoken with,
and
she keeps up on that quite a bit.
I actually spoke with the Area Plan Commission at their meeting last month on some other matters, but they are very much in favor of proceeding with a comprehensive plan and then updating the zoning. I think the people that you need to convince are the commissioners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions for James?
Yeah, I understand you had the state's conclusive and comprehensive, and it's not etched in stone yet. Is that right?
It is, but parts of it,
It is, but it isn't.
yeah, it doesn't go into effect until 2027.
So the bills start in July of this year. So if you look at the bills, they're all mingled into, it's very confusing. So there's small parts of it that take effect July this year. The rest of it, the bigger stuff takes effect, like James says. So that's where it gets confusing is when do we start and
Yeah, because it doesn't say if you don't have a comprehensive plan or it needs to be updated, it just,
it's got a lot of gray area.
yeah.
Yeah. And if you've ever studied House bills, they mix House bills into, like Senate Bill 1, there's bills mixed into that you scratch your head and go, why in the world is that mixed into a tax bill, right? So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, James.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate your coming tonight, and we'll probably get you involved in a couple of the other discussions along the way here. In fact, project updates is next, and the 218 project. Would like to say the Economic Development Corporation did get a lead on one of the properties in the 218 industrial park. And so we have been in touch with that property owner. And that kind of triggered another property owner who we still, the property owner that was, the lead was for is the one that we do have signed easement course, it's also the last property in the run of the utility corridor. So until we get the easements from the others, we won't be able to, run utilities to that property. But nonetheless, I think kind of, they contacted the next property along that route, and they contacted James, and we did get to meet with them. Was that last Friday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is one of the property owners that had kind of held out for a cash payment. And we explained, I think, how that wasn't really something that was likely to happen at this point in time. But that, for us to be able to market his property and the other properties in the corridor, we really needed to get, the signed easement so that we could proceed. We've still got to do, engineering design we've got the easements, we've got the legal descriptions, but we do not have the engineering, the final engineering for how the lines will go through, where the lift station needs to be for the wastewater side, et cetera, et cetera. So I believe that we will get a signed easement from that property owner. James, do you have anything else to add on that?
I think you hit all the highlights. I would just only add that we'll probably need to just follow up with them, and stay with them. They seemed, when they reached out, certainly, one property owner being contacted, had a domino effect, which, we needed to, follow up with them anyway, and they called and, again, we're, saying, hey, it had been a while anyway, so we're hopeful. Again, going back to the SK Hynix mention, that we're seeing that effect happening because of SK Hynix making progress.
Can I ask, aside from the one that's already signed for the easement and now this one that's potentially signing, how many more are we waiting for?
So there are, I believe, 4 total. So there's the Andersons, which,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have to find the right person, but, we know that they are interested in signing it. Or at least they were, when we started this process a few years back. I can't imagine that that's changed because they're still on a septic system at their plant. And Carol White RAMC has built a substation. We need an easement from them, which they've indicated, will happen. Their main concern is making sure that the line, the sewer and water lines go deep enough that they won't impact their substation. And then there are 2 other property owners. Well, the one that we spoke with last week, and then 2 other property owners. And Miriam, I know, was working on a revised letter to go out to those property owners under our attorney's letterhead. Miriam, can you update us on that?
Those letters, I think I sent a letter to you a few days ago. If you didn't have any comments or questions about that, then I can go ahead and package those to, I think you said 1, 2, there are 4 that need to go out.
Yes, the Andersons, Carol White RAMC, the Yerkas, the Watson Yerkas, and the Garrison.
Okay, yes. So those are just ready to assemble and go out. And the package that I sent to you for review is what I'll be sending with them, a cover letter, a copy of the easement, and a copy of the survey.
Great. And you'll let us know when those have gone out then, and that we can begin following up about a week later. So
yes, and I'll send them both certified mail and regular mail. That way, if they choose not to follow up on the certified mail, we might still be able to get something in their mailbox.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions on Project 218? I think our goal here is, if we get the signed easement from Kirkhoff, then I think we should move forward with the engineering design work. So that will mean, asking for requests for proposal from, certainly from DS Engineering, who did the preliminary study, but also perhaps the FNS and maybe another company, so that we can have some competitive proposals for that. So we may be asking, or be addressing that hopefully at our next meeting, which would be awesome. Anything else on that? Okay. Mayor, you've got a lot of lists there.
Am I seeing something that?
Oracle Acres and Valley Estates, IPC Water Tower, and anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, so we talked about Bowen Estates last month. I got a report on today. We had 10 active. We have 10 permits. 6 of those permits have been issued. We have 4 in the bank, meaning that they're active and the homes are being in the process of being constructed as we speak. So March of 2026, we already have 4. That's good. Go back to the comprehensive plan that we talked about. That's all part of it, right? We had a housing initiative, and like James spoke of, when SK Hynix breaks ground, watch out. Not everyone wants to live in West Lafayette or Lafayette where they're employed. And I asked this question at the regional meeting of, do you have any ideas of kind of the scoping of where they're going to look for additional housing needs in the land? They haven't really put a direct answer out. They're compiling all the data, but Carroll County is definitely, we're next door neighbors. So if you build it, they will come, and 4 is a good number. So Bowen Estates taking off again. Engineering for phase 2 is underway. I think that was a smart move because again, once this gets going, it's good. It's good for our community to have additional housing. So I'll keep everybody posted on each month. I'll give you the number of permits that are coming in, but right now we stand at 4 already in March. So that's good. Oracle Acres was a project that was presented to the Plan Commission, is approved. It is now going to go to the, gosh, I gotta get my dates mixed up here. It's Monday. It'll go to the council. Yes, it's already been to the council. It's been approved. So right now it's in engineering and review. So there's, that's a very tedious process of fitting everything into a parcel. So been working with the developer, the engineering teams on coming up with the best plan for that. So progress is still moving forward, and I'll keep you guys posted. But really no changes on it other than it has passed the Plan Commission and the council. So that's the two steps. And then there was going to be another meeting with some variances, but that's again what we're working through for the engineering part of what we need, what we don't. So my best guess is we'll still have to proceed with that, but we won't have a final number on what variances are needed until we get to a certain stage. So we're hoping for April, but we'll see once they come back with another submitted report. The water tower, if you guys have not heard, we sprung a leak this winter, a little tiny leak at the water tower at Indiana Packers. It was quickly remedied by our water department, our engineering team, and Packers. The tower's 35 years old, so it's time for a rehab, what we call it. So it's we're in the process of making sure that we're meeting Packers' needs as well as future development, right? So now we have an industrial park, we have the Carroll County Jail, we have the Carroll Manor, we have all that area on the south end of the city. It's developed over the years. So I represented a presentation, not really a presentation, but approached the Carroll County Redevelopment Commission last week, and they agreed to fund $700,000 of the project.
Okay.
There's been some estimates of what it's going to take to rehab it, and they're anywhere from $700,000 to $1 million. So for them to do that is huge, and we certainly appreciate that. It ties right into the industrial park, and it ties into redevelopment, right? Because we're trying to make that area out there a place where we can continue to grow. So that was a big step, and now we work through getting those agreements in place. The engineering team and the water department's already started with trying to get a plan together, because this will have to go out for bid and for the procurement and for the all those steps in between. So we're looking at finishing that and starting this year. So it's a lot of work, but our departments have done a great job with it, and it'd be nice when it's all done. Hopefully it's another 30 years before we have to touch it. So that's 2,000 jobs that's relying on it. So Packers has been wonderful to work with. We'll continue to work through the rest of that project.
Anything else?
Other than the bridge is still closed and it's gonna be closed till November. Probably a little bit later because Mother Nature is not cooperating, but no, it's nice weather's kicking off another busy season, but other than that, we're working on the housing initiative, which is a lot of steps. And
Good.
And to touch on the 218 project, one of the questions that I asked the RBO was, where are they looking on it? And the key priority was rail ready, rail serve ready.
Yeah.
There's not very many communities in Indiana that can say we are rail serve ready. And that is a very big focus for a lot of companies, because that's a quick way for logistics, for shipping. So when you have a project or a property that's rail ready and you can check that box, it's going to get a lot of attention. So we're on the right track with that, and hopefully we continue with it. So that is all I have, but I don't get a chance to say this to you guys enough. We gave a speech a couple weekends ago about volunteerism, right? What does communities have to thrive? And spoke about this on radio. We have a wonderful group of volunteers, and that's you guys right here, right? This is not a paid board. You left your family to come to another meeting, and I dived into, it's hard. It's hard as a small community to get that. And everybody was asking, how is Delphi doing what they're doing? We have a wonderful group of volunteers, a passionate group about our city. So thank you guys from me. I don't say that enough to people, but I hope you know that I appreciate it. And I know she dove into it. Her 3.5 years here, it takes a lot, and it takes a great buy-in from everybody. So thank you guys. And that's all I have. And our schools, we're all part of our community. So we have Dr. Moore that's new here, and she hit the boots. The boots hit the ground running. Like, we're off the races on new initiatives. James is new here. We're all coming together for our vision for our future. So thank you guys.
Any other business? Dr. Moore, do you have anything that you would like to update us on, or
Not at this time, but thank you.
James, any final words?
No, that's all for me.
Board, any other questions, discussion area?
I'd just like to piggyback on what the mayor said. It's pretty cool that everybody gets along. All the departments together, and it's just pretty neat to be part of.
Yep, that doesn't happen in every community.
Not everybody.
We've witnessed it, right? So it's a neat bond we have. So
Miriam, do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything else to add for this evening.
Okay, thank you. One final motion then.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
No one's helping you today, then.
Any opposed?
Somebody beat Spencer. Yeah, no